I have a dream.
We choose to go to the moon.
There's cities to be built, and there's a world to be helped.
I regard myself as a soldier.
We shall fight on the beaches. We shall fight
from where the zipper ends, round under my back to my bunghole, down where your nuts hang.
I guess all of you would say this about your mother.
You just come.
You just started coughing. Like, I don't believe that. I saw that was like a cough to like clear the throat, ready for the podcast.
Start coughing. So I start coughing, and you come.
Yeah, that's how that works.
Okay. Well, welcome to History Squirt. I'm Ron Thompson.
And I'm Jason.
Okay, what do you got for me this time, Jason?
I got something a bit different for you today. I'm calling it Alexander's Drunken Wars. The pub crawl across the known world.
I thought this was going to be called Alexander's Drunken Adventures.
I decided to change my name. I liked the idea more of a pub crawl across, Asia Minor into the Middle East and India.
To Asia Senior.
And sort of all the way back. Do a bit of drinking around the place. It's good fun. And also conquer everything while we're there.
I was going to write a theme song just for this one, but I don't know. I don't know if I can bother. I'm terrible at music, so...
How would the song go?
Sort of something like... something like that,
I liked it. A show tune sort of thing for it.
Yeah, exactly. It's sort of like you'd hear at the beginning of a kid's show or something.
Okay, so the Macedonians and Alexander, they love to drink. It was very much part of the Macedonian culture. It now sounds like there's an aeroplane in my ears.
An error. I can't hear anything.
Some sort of heavy machine. Anyway. All right, so there's a feast that his father gets married again. His father's got multiple wives, and he gets married again.
Wait, how old is Alexander at this time?
This is Philip. This is Philip, his father's getting married. And Alexander's at the wedding. Alexander's...
Okay. Yeah, how old is Alexander?
He's about 14 at the time, I think.
Okay. His dad's the king?
Dad's the king.
Okay.
He's taking a new wife. I think it's like his fourth wife.
Did he kill the others?
No, they're still alive.
Oh, so he can get divorced?
No, he's not really divorced from them. They're just sort of off to the side.
No, polygamy.
So we got Plutarch. Do you remember Plutarch?
No.
He's one of the guys who writes about history a lot.
Oh, okay. I don't know if you brought him up or not.
I think I have before. I'm fairly sure I have. He wrote a lot of history. So at the wedding of Cleopatra, whom Philip fell in love with and married, she, of course, being much too young for him, and even Plutarch mentions that.
As long as one of the previous ones we did where someone married an 11-year-old, as long as she's older than that.
Right, so her uncle Attalus, while he's drunk, desires that Macedon would implore the gods to give them a lawful successor to the kingdom by his niece, so that irated Alexander and forced him to throw a cup at his head. "You villain," he said, "what am I, a bastard?" Philip, took Atlas's side, rose up, and would have run through his son, but not for the fortune of them both that he fell over in a hasty rage, because he had drunk too much wine. I stopped quoting this a long time ago. I just started freelancing it. It started off as a quote, but now it's not.
Who's Atlas?
He's the uncle of the girl he's marrying.
Okay.
So he's like, Alexander's not full Macedonian. He's half... what is it? I don't remember. I didn't write it down. He's half something else. His mother's from Epirus, I think. Epirus?
Half Serbian. Epirus.
And this guy's basically saying we're going to have a full Macedonian heir because of my niece. And then Alexander throws a cup at his head and says, "You call me a bastard." This is a drunken brawl is about to break out. So he throws the cup at this Atlas guy's head, says, "You call me a bastard." Then his father decides to attack his own son, but is so drunk that he falls over. And Alexander says, "See there, the man who makes preparations to pass out of Europe into Asia overturned in passing from one seat to another." So his dad's shit-faced. Let's be at his own wedding. And they're all drunk, and they're all just start a giant argument, break into a fight. Dad nearly kills his son. He sends him up leaving for a period of time after this.
Yeah, it sounds like pretty typical wedding behavior.
So that's our first little insight into the drinking ways of the Macedonians.
Sounds pretty good. I think Oktoberfest started as a wedding, and they just like kept drinking for like 2 weeks.
Just continue with it. Why not?
Yeah, they just like kept going. Hair of the dog, I guess. Got up every day, and I'm just like, fuck it, let's keep going. Let's keep doing it.
October, it's a good time of year. It's not winter anymore. It's getting warmer. Start drinking. Philip dies, and Alexander takes control of Greece. Okay?
At what age?
So you tell me at 16. And it takes him a couple years to pacify Greece, and then he goes and wins battles against the Persians in Turkey, Asia Minor, for those history buffs out there. All right?
At the time or still?
No, back then it was called Asia Minor. Now it's Turkey.
Yeah.
Okay. So he wins a bunch of battles, and he makes it to the Persian capital. So after they enter the Persian capital, his troops break into a giant feast and start drinking for days. And they loot the city for days. So everyone just gets drunk.
Dude, that must be so tight. Like, you just take a city and just getting fucking hammered. Just looting and shit. Like, who's going to stop you?
Exactly. So there's a few options for this next part of the story about what actually happens. All right, so option one is they decide to burn the city to the ground because someone burnt Athens to the ground 50 years earlier.
Bit of revenge, yeah. Okay.
And they started a giant fire and burnt down the city. It was said that Alexander had obviously been drinking at the time, and he said it was okay, but then as he sobered up, he went, "This was a really bad idea.
Shit.
The entire city's on fire." Later,
that makes sense. I was doing a thing for a while where I would so anything that I said while I was drunk, I'd like make sure that I did it afterwards. And no, I didn't nothing like too exciting, but like a lot of like, yeah, I can get you a job and that sort of talk. And yeah, actually what I found out was that people are kind of like pieces of shit. Like they didn't want to follow. Like, so I remember like one woman being like, yeah, I really want another job. I like, and she was like working in like vehicle leasing or something. And then the place where I was working at the time was really interested in like getting into that particular market. Right. So I'm like, well, that makes perfect sense. You're into, if you want me to just put a word in, I can do that. We can kind of see. And she's just like, no. Just like sort of backed out. It's just like, here's your opportunity. Anyway, it didn't go very well. No, it did not go very well.
So is the moral of this story, don't make decisions while drunk?
Yes. Probably just don't bother like living them unless the person really, asks you to follow up.
Yeah, I guess. And we've got multiple more decisions. That's not what happened. We've got 3 accounts of what happened. So we've got option 2, said that the idea was that of Thanis, a mistress of Alexander. She is said to have suggested it while they were heavily drinking. And according to some accounts, again, it was a revenge for a Greek century. And that either she or Alexander set the fire themselves.
What's the difference? They're just burning down the city either way, right?
Well, some saying it was Alexander ordered a bunch of people to go and burn the city down, screw this city. One's like, and his men were all drunk at the time.
Yeah, we'll set it.
Option 2
set it
is
ourselves.
he did it himself with the mistress, and they set the fire themselves.
Do they love harping on about history? Don't they?
Who?
Oh, this thing fucking happened 100 years ago.
It seems a bit much, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's like you don't fucking know. You weren't there. Like, who gives a shit?
Yeah, well, they do. They do. Very much. This is like a thing that we're going to get them back. It sounded like it was almost a thing for like 100 years of we're going to get them back for what they did.
I think it's like way funnier when people like whole cultures sort of coast on what happened like hundreds of years ago. So like the Greeks, I think that they're like, you know, still like, oh yeah, well, you know, we had ancient Greece and all these great philosophers, and I still think that they're like, you know, morally or like not morally, intellectually superior. And
it's made them cocky.
Yeah, but you know, it's like their state went broke and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, it just seems like they don't want to work, which is who's the real losers.
Well, if you're comfortable saying that, I kept it PG.
What was not PG about that? All I was saying is that they don't work. I think they only work like 25 hours a week or something. That's where their economy's messed up. Like no one works.
Yeah, I think it's the same. Like the French. If you look at the French, like they get so many public holidays. It's insane. Like I think they only work like 6 months of the year because like everything else is just like public holidays and stuff. It's crazy.
It's awesome.
Yeah, I don't think it's 6 months. That's probably way too
a bit much.
Low. But
I'm just saying, we don't get those public holidays. Like, don't you want to go? Like, don't you want that many public holidays?
Yeah, it'd be sick.
Yeah, it'd be awesome. So like, yeah, their country's failing, but they don't have to work very hard for it.
Yeah, you know what? Actually, I'm gonna reverse what I said. I think that they are intellectually superior.
Yeah, going with that. All right, so now we come to the Siege of Halicarnassus. Okay, so we've got to take this city named Halicarnassus. Big castle, big fortress.
Wait, what was the third point? There was a third one about burning the city.
He had nothing to do with it.
Oh, that's fucking boring
But,
shit.
like, he ordered to put the fire out there. He had nothing to do with it. He saw the fire and told everyone to put it out immediately, and they couldn't, and the whole city burned down.
Yeah, I reckon it was just some of the boys drunk. You know, just like they just started a fire and they were like, look at this. Fucking funny. And then just fuck.
Yes.
It's got bigger and bigger.
It was one unnamed soldier that wasn't watching his fire properly.
Yes.
Accidentally burnt down half the city.
Lighting their farts on fire or something.
Yeah. All right, so we've moved on from there and we're still conquering. And we're going to the Siege of Halicarnassus, as I said before. All right, so they have a look around this city. It's going to be a big siege. So they set up siege work, start building siege towers, set up camp outside the city. And they all start drinking. It's been a bit of a journey there. They feel confident about the battle that's coming up. And they're
pre-drinking.
They're pre-drinking. So the battle hasn't happened yet.
That's not good.
Well, they've done a few
idea.
They've done a few little attacks, but you know, they're just sort of testing the strength of the place, and they went, no, we think they're feeling confident. They decided to start having a drink.
What do you think would be worse, fighting drunk or fighting hungover? I think fighting hungover would be way worse.
It would be way worse.
You'd just be like, who cares? But like, you'd be like, fuck, man. Seriously, I gotta get up. Gotta fucking, dude, we gotta put up fucking siege equipment. Oh,
there's
rough.
definitely drug taking and drinking in battles all the time. Like, I swear, like, every time, like, those cowboys go out to do, like, their shootouts, they, like, have 3 shots of whiskey, and then it's like, let's do this.
Well, that's in movies.
Yeah.
It's not very intelligent. I mean, it's going to put your aim off.
Yeah, surely. That's what I always thought.
Bit of cocaine, probably great. Probably great for a fucking shootout. Bit of cocaine.
Yeah, that would work.
Nice. Focus on your concentration. Probably Dexies for a shootout. Dexies would be pretty nice. Just, like, really sort of hone in that concentration. Not getting distracted by anything, just focus on, you know, pointing and firing your gun.
That'll work. Why are we talking about guns again? Alexander doesn't have a gun.
Not yet.
Imagine if he did. He'd dominate.
Just with one gun? Probably not, no.
I don't know. I might be able to like just win.
Actually, he'd probably win. Oh, yeah, he'd probably like be able to sort of ride the superstition card. Like you fire a gun, you kill just one person. People will be like, holy shit, what is this fucking magic stick that he has? And he'd be like, I got plenty more. And he doesn't.
Doesn't.
But it's the same as like, I think like with the Aztecs, the Spanish, they, I don't know, fucking whoever. So they obviously knew about like astronomy, and they knew about like, you know, the movement of the planets and that.
Yeah.
And so they basically went to the Aztecs and they said like, all right, you know, they're like, give us, I think they were just like, give us all your gold or something, you know, and the Aztecs were like, no. And they were like, well, you know, look, if you don't give it to us, like, you know, I don't know if it was like my God's going to, or I'm gonna like turn the sun black, you know, in 3 days.
They predicted
were
the solar
like,
eclipse. Yeah.
Yeah. And then they just waited for this solar eclipse, and then the Aztecs were like, fuck. They're like, they do have power.
And they conquered them with like, you know, 150 guys. But what they don't tell you is they also teamed up.
Just with smallpox.
No, they also teamed up with all
guys.
of the Aztecs' enemies. So they all turned on them immediately. So it was, everyone's like, oh, they conquered them with 150 guys. Not really. They got all their enemies and got them all in a big alliance and did it that way. Anyway, back to our drinking outside of Halicarnassus.
Okay, yeah. Mimicanasus.
So 2 men in particular start drinking heavily. And they start arguing over which one of them is the bravest. So they start playing what can only be described as gay chicken with the wall. They're trying to say, look how close I can get to the wall. That's how brave I am. Okay, so they're both getting closer. Then they start yelling at people on the wall. And the guards come out. The guards see these people yelling outside the wall. A bunch of guards grab their shit, run outside the wall to attack these 2 drunk people yelling at the wall. And the drunk guys kill them. The drunk guys manage to succeed.
Drunk guys kill them.
Drunk guys
Jesus.
win.
Oh, what a bunch of soft cocks these guards are. That's pathetic. What a pathetic showing. Yeah, no wonder they had so much confidence about this battle.
So then more guards decide to come out to fight these 2 guys. And with that, the other people who were drinking in the camp also come and join the drunk guys who just killed a couple guards. Okay, so now they're in the middle of the night. There's this small battle taking place outside the walls, with a bunch of drunken soldiers. So someone goes and wakes up Alexander and tells him that we've broken into this battle. There's this battle going on with the drunken soldiers, and they're doing pretty well. So he jumps on his horse, grabs a bunch of men, and goes to help the drunk guys who are attacking the wall.
Do you think he took this strategy forward? Or like, you know, so the guys he's bringing, it's like Space Jam, and he's like, "Fuck, dudes! Like, you know, they're doing really well on that special juice. This is Michael's special juice," and he gets them all drunk because he thinks that it helps.
Could have thought about it, surely.
Anyway, so he's charging in.
So he charges
with a bunch
in,
of blokes.
but eventually they decide to call the attack off. It's not really going anywhere, and he says he sees a weakness. On that night, he saw a weakness in the wall that he said he'd come back to tomorrow when everyone got rest. Okay, so he retreats. Someone says
blackout, and then when he comes back, he can't remember. He's just fucking blackout drunk.
Everyone's convinced the only reason that this story is included is because it shows how great Alexander was as a leader, that he was able to take advantage of any situation that presented itself. So they reckon that's why this story has like lasted time. The time that 2 drunken soldiers nearly accidentally took the city. I thought it was quite entertaining on our drunken adventures. Alright, so most famously, Alexander killed the man who saved his life, Cletus the Black. No, he was not black. During a violent drunken altercation, Cletus accused Alexander of several judgmental mistakes, especially of having forgotten his Macedonian ways and had he been corrupted by the Oriental lifestyle.
Was he smoking opium?
No, they're drunk. They're at a drunken party.
Yeah, but like opium's around, I would imagine. It's been around for like thousands of years.
In India? They are in India right now.
Nah, well, I don't know. Opium was like China.
Yeah. So Alexander grabbed his spear and put it through him. Just threw a spear at him.
While he was drunk?
Yes, while he was also drunk. A giant brawl broke out between everybody.
Yeah. You know how you like wake up in the morning after like a big night, like there might have been like an argument or something, and you kind of just like everyone just kind of like ignores it, you know, and you're just like, oh well, that was a big one, and everyone's like cool because it's like didn't really mean anything. Do you think he woke up after like putting a spear through this guy's chest and he's just like, fuck, that was a big one last night, huh?
No,
everyone's just like, yeah.
According to every report, he was devastated and thought that was the stupidest mistake of his life, and cried for several days. And all his generals were like, "It's okay, Alexander. It's okay." Cletus the Black was like one of his dad's best friends. But like always looked out for him, and he was regretted horribly what he had done. And he was obviously very popular amongst the men.
Yeah, so I mean, you have things like it's like in Canada, probably the US, they have like I can't remember what it's called, like a ski shot. So it's like, you know, you basically put a bunch of shots on a ski, and you do like a shot off the ski, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so maybe if he just woke up in the morning, he was like, "Oh, I was just trying to give him a fucking spear shot," you know. I was just goofing around.
I think
I think not.
No, I think that was a very bad drunken mistake. Now's a good time to play that theme song again. Alright, the next one is, which I always wondered why this didn't exist, and then I found this story and went, oh, this is why this doesn't exist. Alexander decides to have a drinking Olympics.
So getting drunk and then like doing the normal Olympics?
Well, no, it's just drinking as much as you humanly possibly can and winning.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I'm guessing people died.
Yes. What percentage of people do you think died? Hang on. We got 41 contestants lined up to take part in. It was an Olympic Games to honor a dead religious Indian leader.
Like in his memoriam, we're gonna have the first drinking Olympics.
Yeah. So since the Indians weren't familiar with Greek sport, they opted for a wine drinking contest instead. This is the Indians, so these aren't the Macedonians doing it; these are the Indians doing it. So 41 of them have signed up to.
So these are people who've never drunk before. These are people who've never drunk before.
No, it's not they haven't drunk before. They're used to drinking, I think, obviously wine, whereas the Macedonians are drinking like a hop sort of beer sort of stuff. So they're drinking like, this is not the usual alcohol that they consume.
Yes.
41 contestants.
I'm going to say 5. Maybe 5 died.
No, it's worse than that. Much worse than that.
Dude, wasn't beer like really low percentage back then?
They're drinking wine. Yes, it was. But yes, they're drinking wine.
I thought you were saying they were drinking beer.
No, they're saying that
Macedonians
when the Macedonians would drink, they would do this. Yeah, because the Indians were doing it, they decided to drink wine instead.
Yes, okay. And the Indians are the ones drinking?
Yes.
Oh, so they're used to drinking wine?
Yes, they are.
Yeah, so they should be fine, but they're not.
35 of them died.
35 out of 41.
Including the winner who died 4 days later.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Seeing the guy who won died 4 days later.
Good on him. Hell of a way to go out.
I guess. Like, we've been shit 4 days. But that's why we don't have the drinking Olympics, because just 6 people lived.
Brutal.
They must have really hit it hard.
So drunk a lot.
I was going
to say beers. Like beer, I mean, beer can be really strong now, but it was pretty weak back then. I think beer was invented by the Sumerians or something.
Oh, yeah, it's old as
about it.
It's old as shit.
Yeah, but like, so when they first made it, it was like thick, and they used to like imagine like more like porridge, and they had to drink it. They drink it out of a big bowl with a straw.
They drink it because water's not safe.
Sounds
It's
fucking
all about
disgusting.
the drink
Yeah,
is
but like
water's
raising the
safe.
alcohol content to like 2%. Like, how's that going to? I guess it must have, but like, you think
It
that
does.
wouldn't kill much, right? Because
I'm
if
not
you
as-
like antiseptic wipes are like, the alcohol wipes are like, I don't know, 80% or something. They got to be at least 70% to like kill everything.
Maybe just killing 2% of it was good enough to not kill you.
Yeah, I guess
I don't
so.
know this. I don't know the science behind it, but I know that it was definitely much safer than drinking water. That's why they all did it. All right. This is our last drinking session on our little pub crawl. We're going to the marriage at Susa. Okay, so this is a big event. Alexander decides to marry 80 of his top officers to Persian women, who are all the nobles and kings across the land.
Is this at the time when? So I believe, I don't know if it was Persia, sort of somewhere in that area, maybe Turkey. Women having facial hair was hot at one particular point in time. Is this during that time?
I have no idea. Let's say yes. Let's tell them yes. All these women had beards, and the Greek guys were like, "We're not really keen to marry these women."
Why not?
They weren't keen. I assume.
So imagine you rock up, and drunk Alexander's just like, "Fucking, you're gonna marry this woman." It's just like we don't speak the same language. It doesn't matter. I don't.
I think half of them have wives back at home.
Yeah.
It's not like they don't have wives. Like, I've already got one.
That's going to be an issue. Imagine coming back with a second wife. First wife would not be how you come back. Oh, sorry, sorry. Just Alexander made me do it.
Yeah, so it's a big coming together of the two empires is the main thing. He's going to marry his top 80 officers to the top 80 daughters of the noblemen of the Persian Empire and get everybody on side. Okay.
Who are of legal age.
Yes. But I'm sure the men were old. They're his high-ranking officers. They're probably all 50-year-old dudes marrying 20-year-old girls again, if you're lucky. If you're lucky. let's just leave it there. If you're lucky. Everyone obviously started drinking heavily, and the officers got a bit too drunk and started talking shit about their wives in front of all their fathers. And a drunken brawl ensued.
You think at some point Alexander would be like, what's the factor in all this that's been consistent? It's always these fights. I don't understand why. I don't know. I don't know what it is. But parties? Is parties
You say
the
that,
problem?
but one guy at this party starts bringing up the whole "you killed that Cletus the black guy for no fucking reason."
Oh yeah.
So
And then he gets
that.
He gets a spear through the chest.
No, he didn't. No, it just says everyone started bitching about that again. Everyone went, "Well, come on, Alexander, I don't want to do this. You're bloody killing our guys. You don't believe in our ways anymore." And yeah, big drunken event. No, I think there's 2 or 3 of these marriages actually hold on. Everyone gets rid of their wives almost immediately because Alexander dies a year later. One guy who does keep his wife is called Seleucid. He's a very important figure in history. He starts the Seleucid Empire. It lasts hundreds of years, all because he married this girl on that day. It was all thanks to her and his father that he got so much power.
There you go. Thanks, Alexander.
Yeah, I'm still going. I still got a few more things. All right, so we've got his death. I just want to talk about his death a little bit. So Plutarch's account is that 14 days before his death, Alexander entertained his top admiral, Neodarchus, and they spent the night heavily drinking, and he was also drinking with Medinus of Lacera, and then he started to feel ill and died. Another one claims that he drank a large bowl of wine, and then he started to feel ill, and after 11 days, he was dead. So I think they're claiming that drinking eventually killed him too.
Okay, I don't think it was poisoned.
Maybe. Possibly. Which is why they were saying, they probably just poisoned his wine. But either way, it sort of mentions the fact that both stories claim that he was drinking, he got ill, and then 11 or 14 days later, he was dead.
Well, at least it wasn't an attempted arsenic poisoning. And then he just became a lunatic like Louis the Mad.
It's Charles, but close.
Charles Clark. Well, whatever. Look, man, I remembered something, just not his name.
Could have been arsenic poisoning. It's pretty like, I think it's like the easiest poison to get, isn't it? In apples and shit.
Yeah, you just grind up some apple seeds and I think that's it.
Good to go.
I don't think it even takes that many.
But yeah, what do you think? You want to go on the drunken adventure? There was a lot of battles, obviously, in between that. He conquered the known world. But there were just a few drinking nights that he had along the way.
Get hammered. Was he sort of like fat by the end? Or he stayed trim?
I don't think so. He's only 30 when he died.
Only 30?
Yeah, something
like that. 12 years. 14 years.
Yeah.
He was nice.
I think 16 takes the throne. 18, he sort of solidifies Greece, heads out.
He did all right for himself. Sounded like he had a pretty good life. And then he had a wife? Oh, I know he was banging dudes.
Yeah, he had a wife. Had a kid.
Had a kid. Yeah, because like it's always, I feel like we're always hearing, that he was gay, right? So, but was that just in like everyone was kind of a way, or
without really knowing? Like, yeah, it seems to be that's what you did.
Well, I guess he was. Probably what people thought was weird was that he was banging men and not male boys, male children. And everyone was like, that's so weird, dude.
Well, no, the two people that he does claim to bang were like his childhood friend, and they said the man that he was banging, who was the like Persian guy, that he was quite an attractive man. So like he was very feminine and shit. So like maybe he did kind of like girls. I don't know.
Sort of irresistible.
Getting married and having kids was
DSLs.
Getting married and having kids was all about empires. It was about nothing else. He was definitely willing to bang his wife to get what needed done. Had a son. Son didn't last very long. There's a whole. We can go into the Diadochi Wars next time if you like.
Diadochi.
Yeah, all his generals fight over the empire he just built. It's quite long and entertaining.
Sure, why not? It's a battle between more than like 12 people.
Yes.
That last one.
Yeah, everyone just splits up into little teams and teams up and unteams up and sets up their own little empires. It's a good time had by all. Probably more drinking. They didn't want the party to end.
Oh shit! Why would you? All right. Well,
that's the biggest yawn I've ever heard.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That was a good one. All right, I'll take that as a leave me the fuck alone. I'll see you next time.
History Squirt.